Georges St Pierre, aka GSP, grew up in Quebec, Canada. He was bullied as a child, so his father introduced him to karate when he was 7. St Pierre earned a black belt at age 12. He opted to venture out into different areas of fighting following the death of his karate teacher. However, inspired by Ken Shamrock's performance at the first ever UFC pay-per-view event, Pierre knew that he wanted to become an MMA fighter. By the time St Pierre was 19, he was a master at karate, Muay Thai, and Jiu-Jitsu, with his training at wrestling and boxing taking shape nicely. After high school, he studied kinesiology in college and worked as a bouncer and garbage man to pay his tuition. St Pierre won his first professional fight at age 20 and went on to win the UFC Welterweight Championship 3 times. In 2017, St Pierre won the middleweight title and is only the 4th person in the UFC to be a multi-division champ. He is considered to be one of the greatest fighters in MMA history. St Pierre retired in 2019 as he was inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame in 2020. He has also done some acting and made an appearance in Captain America: The Winter Soldier. So what exactly is the insane diet and workout of Georges St Pierre? The Canadian has a very disciplined diet, though he'll sneak in some french fries and pizza if he's not training for a fight. In terms of exercises, St Pierre works out 6 days a week, with Thursday being his rest day. Mondays and Fridays are leg days, starting with 20 seconds on and 10 seconds off of Tabata, which is a type of high-intensity interval training. On rowing machines, he does 8 reps, then 3 sets of deadlifts of 8 to 12 reps, followed by 3 sets of stiff leg deadlifts, cleans, and front squats, all 5 reps. 3 sets of jumping lunges, jump squats, and body standing calves with holding dumbbells come right after. The workout finishes off with 3 sets of push-ups and 3 sets of single leg body weight squats with each leg to failure. Tuesday and Saturday are reserved for upper body pull-ups and abs. To start, St Pierre does 20 seconds on, a 10-second off of Tabata with a rowing machine of 8 sets. Next is 4 sets of high pulls of 10 to 12 reps. After that is 3 sets of pull-ups and overhand grip to failure, 3 sets of medicine ball slams to failure, TRX inverted lateral rolls with an overhead grip or Smith machine with legs elevated to failure, single arm dumbbell rolls of 8 to 12 reps, bicep curls of 8 to 12 reps, barbell twists to failure, lying leg raises for 30 seconds, and finally another 3 sets of stir the pot to failure. Wednesdays and Sundays are for upper body presses. Just like other days, the 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off of Tabata on a rowing machine with 8 sets that starts off as intense training. 4 sets of standing push presses of 10 to 12 reps, 1 set of standing push press of 5 to 8 reps, 3 sets of dumbbell chest press, 3 sets of standing lateral shoulder flies to drop, 3 sets of triceps extension to drop, 3 sets of push-ups to failure, 3 sets of front dips to failure, 3 sets of rear triceps dips to failure, 3 sets of upside down handstand push-ups on the wall to failure, 3 sets of push-ups to failure, 3 sets of front dips to failure, finishes off his high energy workouts. In terms of GSP's diet, he pays careful attention by eating very clean. He counts macros and maintains his weight at 185 pounds when he's not fighting, but manages to cut 15 pounds in just 4 days before a fight. He does this by eliminating sodium and carbs and fills up with plenty of leafy greens and lots of protein. Other than when he's cutting, he's always staying hydrated with plenty of water. St Pierre suffers from ulcerative colitis, an inflammatory condition that can cause serious complications. He drinks whey protein before and after his workouts. His breakfast is usually 3 scrambled eggs with spinach and some slices of lean turkey. That meal carries him over to his mid-morning snack, which is a protein shake with sunflower seeds and almonds. For lunch, GSP eats some turkey meatballs with green sauce like asparagus and half a sweet potato. GSP goes back to his intense training when the sun sets and his training winds down. The former UFC welterweight champion eats whitefish with shredded and steamed cabbage. To drop the 15 pounds he needs to meet his fighting weight at 170 pounds, he cuts out carbs and hits the greens and lean protein hard for 4 days leading up to his weigh-in. As soon as he steps off the scale, he goes back to carbs so he can regain his weight before the fight. To help deal with symptoms of ulcerative colitis, St Pierre recommends drinking water first thing in the morning, along with eating plenty of fruit, especially berries, to help food move through the colon. But he says it's most important to consult with a specialist. St Pierre's favorite meal is a tourtière or meat pie, a French-Canadian specialty, and no one makes it better than his mom. Surprisingly, GSP's reign at the top of the welterweight division didn't last long as he dropped the belt to Matt Serra at UFC 69. To this day, Serra's win over Georges St Pierre remains one of the biggest upsets in UFC history. Just like GSP, Serra wouldn't stay at the top for long as the former champ beat him soundly 1 year later at UFC 83. That would be Georges St Pierre's final loss inside of the octagon, as the Canadian had wars against John Fitch, Thiago Alves, Josh Koscheck, Jake Shields, Carlos Condit, Nick Diaz, and Johnny Hendricks. However, GSP emerged victorious over every fighter. In total, Georges St Pierre successfully defended the belt 9 times and held the 170-pound belt for 2,064 days. That's still the longest UFC welterweight title reign to date. Following his win over Johnny Hendricks, GSP vacated the belt and decided to take a little break from the sport altogether. That break ended up taking 4 years, with the former UFC welterweight champion's return scheduled one weight class higher against the UFC middleweight title holder Michael Bisping. For the first time in GSP's career, he would be fighting in the 185-pound division. In terms of training, GSP's workouts didn't change too much. However, he was required to go on a stricter diet just to make weight at 185 pounds. Luckily, GSP made his target weight and pulled a huge win over Michael Bisping to capture the middleweight belt. Since then, GSP has yet to step back into the octagon with the former UFC fighter, focusing on outside projects such as acting. Couple that with the fact that Dana White blocked GSP from stepping into the boxing ring against Oscar de la Hoya, I don't think the former welterweight champion is eager to fight under Dana White's promotion anytime soon.